Mondays here on the program, we like to put the spotlight on the farm women's group, CommonGround.
CommonGround is a group of farm women who want to be a resource for consumers who want to know more about how their food is grown. In this segment, we hear from volunteer Diane Karr from South Central Nebraska on calving season and the efforts producers take to make sure calves are safe from disease and germs.
All right, everybody. Well, we are doing an interview now with CommonGround volunteer Diane Karr, and we're going to talk a little bit more about calving season and what's been going on with calving season. And Diane Karr is here with us now. Diane, is calving season going on for you, and what's going on during this time?
So yeah, we're a little bit past the halfway point for calving season for us. We start with our heifers towards the end of January. That's our first time mama cows, and then the rest of our herd kind of kicks in about middle of February. So it's a busy time for us, but probably our favorite time on the farm as well.
You know, I know that there's a lot of talk right now about the coronavirus and, you know, about social distancing. Producers do a lot of that already. I mean, not just because of the coronavirus, but because you're very interested in keeping your animals safe. Maybe tell us a little bit about what you do as far as keeping germs away from the calves and the mothers and that sort of thing.
So it's really important to us to keep our animals healthy. And probably the first step with that is we follow a vaccination program as recommended by our veterinarian. But then it has quite a bit to do with how we handle the environment where our cows and calves are this time of the year. So one thing is we like to give them space so they can spread out, especially, you know, when the weather is mild and they have plenty of room. That's a good strategy for us to prevent disease. But then there's times where, you know, if we have a weather event and we need to bring some of those animals a little bit closer up into some of our barns or into another pasture where we have quite a bit of trees and they're a little bit closer together, you know, that's when we have to watch them really closely. But if we need to bring a cow and a calf into the barn, we make sure that there's clean bedding. But then as soon as everything looks healthy and good, we like to just, you know, get them back out into the open, to the corn stalks or to rye, a cover crop rye pasture. Then they have plenty of space, and that really seems to help prevent any disease issues.
All right. Maybe one last question. Why should consumers be interested in this, in how you care for calves and for cattle?
I think there's definitely some parallels that we can make. You know, there's quite a few things that we do on our farm that gives us really good outcomes as far as preventing disease in our baby calves, and a lot of that has to do with keeping the environment clean and also just, you know, allowing our animals to have plenty of space between each other. So, you know, if we do have a sick animal, that we're not creating a situation where that is shared easily between other animals.
Okay, Diane, well, thank you very much for talking to us today and sharing some of your thoughts as a CommonGround volunteer.